dance all way to love. We can dance all day, all day. We can dance in the name of love. We can dance all day, have it your way. We can groove in the name of love.
What you been up to?
Stressing. That's what I've been up to be honest.
What are you stressing about?
The responsibilities of life and the demand from these locals asking for more music.
But that's a good thing. That means they want to hear you more.
It is, but they don't understand how costly it is and time consuming.
Right. So are you making money off of your music right now? No?
A little bit, but it's not insignificant, to be honest.
Okay.
But you gotta start somewhere, right?
Of course. That's the thing about the craft, right? You gotta hone, like, you know, I don't make money off this shit, but I love doing it.
Yeah, man. But what have you been up to?
Chilling, working a lot.
Okay. Yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah. Trying to do the stuff I love, but also make money to do the stuff I love.
Of course. And we gotta find a balance.
Right.
As you said, you're going away.
Yeah.
And that's the balance. Like, you don't wait a million years to finally go check off the bucket list. You know?
You know I don't.
I know. You've been checking off all of these. It's inspiring, actually.
Thank you.
No. It's brave, even. Like, I've been scared to even move out of this city or just take those chances. I know there's a lot of artists who do it, and I feel like it might be something I should do, but it's just taking that step and, like, leaving everything you know behind. That's the scary part for me.
No, I hear that.
Yeah, leaving the comfort zone.
Because I think about that all the time. Like, I have my place, but I'm also like, what am I going to do with my stuff? I get it, it's home, but...
It's too cold.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to be a
It's honestly
snowbird
too
and get out of here.
You have to, man. Ideally, I'd have a summer home here, maybe. And that way, during the winter, I'm out of here, just doing whatever in whatever other continent, as long as it's warm.
Property in Costa Rica is pretty cheap right now.
I heard Spain. Even in some places in Spain.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Okay, so what do you have for me today? I'm interviewing her.
Yeah, so what have you been working on?
For a while, there's been a project in the talks.
Okay.
But I finally feel like the catalog's grown enough to actually select some songs and put together, a proper storyline and whatnot for the idea I have. So, yeah, about spring 2023, maybe early summer, I expect, a nice 6-7 song project to be out. In between that, there'll be some singles, give people a little bit of a teaser, some videos and whatnot. I gotta step up my content, to be honest, in that area. Just start putting my face out more with official things. So, yeah, that's my goal, just to start banging out those things.
I think you're off to a good start, though.
Trying.
Like, I've seen your stuff pop up from time to time, and it's always good content.
You see, this is what I mean. From time to time, I'm bad.
But then if you do it too much, too, then, like, there's such a thing as too much, also.
There is. I think that's part of it, too. I get annoyed at artists who are always constantly posting about their stuff. Every day, I'm like, bro, it's the same audience you're showing.
Right.
Like, you gotta show other people.
Because you're still an individual. Like,
exactly.
You're still a person. Like, you're not just an artist.
Exactly. Like, come on, show a bit of your life. Some other stuff.
You went to Barcelona. Like, I want to see that too. Like, I'm trying to see your travels also on top of that. To me, I think that's sick.
I should put together the footage. I did take some pictures and videos.
Yeah, I bet you did. How long were you there for?
Not long. 4 days.
And you shot your video there?
No, that was in London. London I went to after. Yeah. So Barca was more like actual vacation, just relax.
Okay.
London was more, business, windy, see a little bit of things going on, and yeah.
I've never been to London. What's London like?
I'm not going to give a travel review or nothing, because I only like don't take my word for this.
Okay.
So my experience going to London, again, there was set goals. Like, it was more to network and meet some people in the music industry, and where I stayed just happened to look like what I've seen in Scarborough, Toronto. A lot of buildings, bars, like there's a nightlife and whatnot.
City life.
Yeah, I was used to that, and it didn't feel like I kind of was somewhere else other than like some of the architecture and the accent that they had. So that was my experience. I know there's so much more, to England and London. So I'd have to go again. I actually want to go for their carnival.
Did you meet people out there, like make connections?
I guess there was a good amount of people that we actually did. connect with that are doing what we're doing.
There you go.
And that studio was impressive. Like they had everything.
Tell me about it. What it looked like. Give me a visual.
Okay, so you got a shelf in the far corner with just a bunch of snares, different snares. You got in front of that like a bunch of pianos, a Juno, I think 106. There's a Roland right across from it. The mixing console is like just a tower. There's tea in the room. There was a shelf with tea, different teas.
Yeah.
Water, fruits, like you felt like you didn't need to go anywhere else.
Right. That's how it should be, because a lot you spend
hours in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like even just when I edit videos, sometimes I'll start early in the morning and I literally see the sun going down and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like
it's work.
It's consuming. It's very time consuming.
But
you don't realize
it's
it.
the process, and you gotta love it. I realize I've had to accept that, like, as much as you may set out to do certain things in a certain time, when it comes to creativity, it may not always go that way. Like, you really just have to, when it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
The effort has to be made, though.
Right, exactly.
Respect.
Can you pull that closer?
Usually could.
Put it right there.
You could have showed yourself. In the
Yeah,
film.
it's all good. Don't worry.
Doing the most.
But I respect that. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to A, shout out to Felix.
There you go.
Making things happen. Felix for lending us, you know, the space.
We'll take a selfie with them after.
Yeah, we will.
The dream team.
The dream team, exactly.
It's gotta start somewhere. Fuck.
Yeah.
Appreciate these guys a lot. I did an interview one time, long time ago, and guys like, so what about? Tell me about. I was about to ask you my drink. That is crazy.
Grab was hitting, huh?
It is. He's like, tell me about your fans. And I'm like, Juan? Like, Juan. You know, I got Juan in Mexico. Juan fan. Like, it was just, because that's how it felt at the time. Like, you're just like, you're doing all this, you're showing people, but you're not, the feedback is just not where you want it to be. So, but it's a journey, man. You get better. You figure out why the feedback is not where you want it.
Right.
And then, yeah, if you care enough, I feel like things will go your way.
I think so too. Especially if you're passionate about your craft, you know?
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters, man. Like, you're doing what you want to do. If you're, like, shitting on someone for doing something you're not even trying to do, it's like, that you shouldn't be allowed to say anything.
Finding people that are, like, on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has their own individual visions and dreams and aspirations for themselves. Like, so for shit to align with people, it's like, yo, take that seriously. And make it happen, because it's not often that happens. So many people have fallen off from like this music journey just because at some point it wasn't what they wanted it to be.
Right.
And then they just went into other stuff. They lost the passion. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, it is hard.
No,
and
it
like,
is.
I have to continue
I see
believing
it.
in it.
Yeah,
in
I
order
see it
for
all the
to work.
time.
It's like the 9 to 5 thing. Like, you're just
Oh,
building someone else's dream, or like it's already been built and you're just keeping it going. Like, when are you going to actually do things for yourself? Like, the whole time you're working for them, that's the risk. The risk is doing anything else than what you want to do.
It's like a form of settling.
Yeah, very much. And people get comfortable.
Right.
Find themselves at a company for 30, 40 years, and they never really wanted to do
And what do
that.
you get for that? Like a little thing with your name on it?
You get a pin.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you
you're
for
proud
being
to
here
go home
for
and tell your
30
shorty.
years.
I got promoted.
Pin, no, man, it's something that I think that subject I'm very passionate about. Because like, we come from families where it's like, fuck your dreams. So anything you want to do, it's what I want for you.
Real shit.
It's what I think. You're dumb if you're gonna do anything that's unconventional.
Someone called my photography art once, and my dad's like, art? like there you
They
go.
hate until it's a reality. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you have favorite artists and musicians. Like, how do you think they got to where they are? They just were born and they were doing it. They were just born famous. Like,
Right. And of course, not everybody's gonna succeed. Like, you have to know that, but at least you did what you love, and like that, you should be content with that. I think, you know, at least you tried.
yeah,
No one can
Have
take that
to.
away from you.
yeah. So I literally say it to myself every day. I'm like, I sit in the car and I'll listen to some shit. I'll listen to like your voice I listened to recently on that song. I'm like, I don't know how to do all the shit you do or all the shit you do or all the shit you do, but I'm good at something, and I know who's good at what I want, you know, what I need for this.
You found your people.
And you love what you do. You guys love what you do.
Clearly, this place looks sick.
So like, you hear it through the speakers that there's a care in this.
If you don't care, then what's the point?
What is the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, you know the quote, fake it till you make it, what does that mean to you? Because you probably hear it a lot as an artist.
You hear it even outside of being an artist. Like, I see people just living above their means just so it looks one way. And I'm like, bro, where it matters is what's coming from you on the inside, like the things you actually do, what's coming from your brain into people's ears, like through your mouth into people's ears. That's what matters. Like, you could dress like a bum, but have the most knowledge. Some of the richest people don't give a fuck about how they dress because they're so focused on what matters. So I think it's almost like a ghetto mentality, fake it till you make it. Like, we think this is what the other side looks like, and this is what it shouldn't, or what the people think it should look like. And realistically, I feel like being your authentic self is what will always hit with real people. Like, it looks one way on the world stage, but in real life, when you're sitting with real people, like that guy who's faking it till he makes it, we're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, we're not fucking with you, fam. You know, realistically.
Yeah, it's very true. I don't know, I hear it so often, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't agree. But, like, that's the thing. Maybe I don't fully understand the definition of what, like, fake it till you make it means.
It could be little things that it doesn't have to always be on camera. It could just be, again, you're around people and you always make sure you have on something nice. Even though, like, you've got 2 outfits that look nice. You just make sure every time you step out, you're wearing those 2 outfits. Right. Is what it could be. Again, it's what they think is going to impress people. And I'm like, stop trying to impress people that, you know, aren't necessarily going to care about what you do. Like, if you're yourself, there's people that are going to find you and care about what you do. And you don't have to change nothing because they fuck with it. That's what sells you. That's the brand.
That's, like, super real of you to say.
You know?
You just dab me with your left hand.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's the weed.
So who's Vidal and who's Pierce? Like, where do you get those names from?
They're both my names, real names. Vidal Pierce is just like my joint first name. Growing up, everybody knew me as Pierce because when teachers would see the Vidal, they'd just butcher it. So I just said, fuck it.
What would they call you? VIDOL?
It's like VIDOL, yeah, VIDOL. They struggled with it. Oh, shit.
The Popo?
Basically butchered the name. And I kind of like felt ashamed in the name. So I just kind of left it. Only my family used it because they actually knew how to pronounce it. So I was cool with that. But anyone else, I was just like, no, I don't want that name. And then I hit a point where I'm like, I'm trying to figure out my stage name. And again, there's this, we were talking about the fake it till you make it. I'm coming up with all other types of names to try and represent me. And I'm like, none of these feel like, you know, they're sticking. And I'm like, I'm going to go with Vidal, like the name that I, you know, what's the word that I hated? Suppressed, yeah, for so long. But I hated it. And I'm like, it actually could work. It's a unique name. You don't really see it anywhere when you search it or whatnot. And yeah, I feel like it's just it's a brand in itself when you just see the name. So I'm like, I'm gonna roll with it, and it grew on me. And now I'm more used to Vidal than Pierce. It's weird hearing Pierce in a sense. So yeah, that's where the name came from.
Right.
But as for me as an artist, I think I'm just that, where I may not be able to do everything musically, and there's plenty of other avenues that I want to get into with film, you know, community work and whatnot.
Like you're trying to be an actor?
Not even an actor. Like, there's just movie ideas I have.
Who are you as an artist?
Should I have this answer?
No.
You could.
An idol.
Basically, that's crazy. Yeah, sometimes I do think these things, but I think they're like just it's your ego talking. It's not really you, you know. And then you
How
just
big
bring
is your
yourself.
ego?
I think it has to be big to an extent. It's not Kanye level or.
Is
to be
Kanye one of
honest.
your many
One of mine.
influences?
There's like a handful of like people I listen to all the time, or bands, but like I appreciate so much music,
Right.
and I try to learn from a lot. I think I just have a vision of things I want to do, the movies, music, etc. And even though I can't do it all, I'll try to find those who can help me execute what I'm envisioning.
Okay.
So I look at other artists that make music and they're freestyle gods, or they're like Felix, like you just put on a beat and he'll just go. I realize I'm not that guy. Like, yeah, sure, I can practice and maybe get to that point, but that I feel like comes as almost like a gift for some people. It's just
It's a talent.
a natural thing, and they have fun doing it. Like, I don't really want to just out and blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, say some random shit.
Right.
But I'm more like I have the picture. Let me just paint it together, put it together.
But that's cool that you're
How I wanna
interested
put
in
it
trying different
Yeah.
things, right? And you could always do that later on once you like hone your craft or whatever. Then you're free to
Yeah.
like kind of like Drake, for example. He'll like try every language. If people shit on him or he does a really good job, but at least he's trying. You can't say that he doesn't.
You step
Yeah.
out the comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, things changed when I started smoking weed. This is not an advertisement, or I'm not advocating for people to just start smoking weed. I'm just saying for
You
me.
selling edibles or something?
No, I'm saying quadzing. I'm saying for me, weed changed a lot of things and helped me just compare almost reality to like another dimension. I don't know what it is, but there's just a lot that I thought about, and I could hear in my music before, even just my thinking about certain topics. It was very linear. It was very structured and rigid, and you couldn't tell me nothing about anything. And this is how it went. Like this feels too stale, too stagnant. I feel like I hit a
Flat.
wall. Yeah, flat.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna try some weed. Nobody influenced me, just, you know. And I just started to think about things differently in those moments when I did. I just felt like, bam, I found a balance. And I felt like a superhero, to be honest. Felt like, yo, I gained some superpowers.
He's like, I am VIDOL.
And things just started to like, I think when I smoked the weed, it let down certain guards. So when I'd be recording or talking about certain things, I'm like, I don't care what other people are going to think, or even myself is going to. Let me just say what I'm thinking. And on the mic, like, fuck it, I'll do some crazy shit that sounds dumb as hell, but something out of it will come, and I'll be like, wow, I can't believe I actually did that looking back. So I'm like, yeah, I need to continue with this formula instead.
So you were like able to open up your mind and see outside of the box and think
Yes.
outside of the box, like
Yes.
bird's eye view. I'm also not trying to promote drugs, but I think for creatives, dabbling in a little bit of drugs does help us.
Yeah, I'm hearing now people
I've
are
been learning that shrooms are fun.
yeah, microdosing
Yeah.
of the shrooms I'm hearing is a lot better than, you know, smoking and whatnot. So it might be something that I'll try, but we'll see.
I did it recently and by myself. Like
What's the experience?
the first experience, I did too little bit. Like I was scared. Everyone's like, oh, you know, don't get it. You know, people tell you the bad trip, bad trip, bad trip. You hear that probably all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think I'm ever going to be in a good headspace. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, something's always going to be on my mind, right? So I was with my boy and we were supposed to do it together. We talked for hours and he's like, you know what? He's like, you have a good head on your shoulders. I think you're okay with doing it by yourself. I'm like, no, what the fuck? I'm not. I don't know what's going to happen. And I did it and I had an amazing experience.
Good.
Yeah, and I literally wrote some notes to myself. And it was all positive things. It just really helped me. And then I got like all cocky. I'm like, okay, like I guess I can handle shrooms. So I did a little bit more. Not right away. I waited like a couple weeks or whatever. And I don't want to call it a bad trip because I think I felt emotions that I don't let myself feel.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a positive thing. Maybe people say that it's a bad trip because they felt negative. But to me, it's like, okay, it's not like I continued to feel that way. If I felt it and I'm like, shit, okay, maybe I need to be more of a sensitive person. It kind of just like opens your eyes in the weirdest way. And I'm not saying you should try it, but if you're thinking about it and if you feel comfortable to do it, take it easy. It's not a horrible thing.
Got you.
Don't let people get in your head about it.
I won't. Definitely won't.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody doing that now.
Yeah. So yeah,
Smoke weed.
drugs help us sometimes. So what has been your craziest trips on drugs?
I think, and this guy just gave me the word, the craziest, I think, trip is forgetting things. And like never being able to remember it until like way later. I feel like weed gets you into a state like that sometimes. Like you're trying to research some stuff or whatever, you get sidetracked, and then you're like, I was gonna Google something, and then you're like, well, what was I gonna Google? And you're just like, and it's not coming. You're like, fuck. That is crazy to me, because it was just in your head a millisecond ago.
Right.
And it's gone off of a distraction. And low key, I don't want to even say it's weed. Maybe it's like social media, even, that has a part in that whole forgetfulness.
Because we might enhance it though.
Yeah. You're seeing so many things, just whatever you just saw 2 seconds ago is gone.
People don't even want to watch 10-second videos.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
But I'm trying to really think of the craziest trip.
Give some grandpa's answer, right? Yeah. I forget
Love it.
stuff, and that's your
I
craziest
forget
trip.
But have you guys seen him
It
fucked up a
does
lot?
I think one memory that sticks out a lot to me.
UK.
No. That wasn't even a trip. That was just me, like, not eating, just fucking up. Like, I didn't eat.
You're a trooper though. This guy literally, he was so like, I don't know if so drunk is the word for it, but he was pretty drunk. Pulled his thread, made the video, danced in the street, everything. Got home, and then at the end of the night, off me and this guy here in the room.
Yeah.
You remember, right? What he went to watch you?
Like
Yeah.
all over the place? Or just...
No, in the toilet. But,
Okay. Then you're good.
Yeah, but again, the weed wasn't good. We're putting bare grubba in the spliffs. I'm not eating. I'm recording
the
and
grabba
dancing.
is a big spacey thing, yo. Like I don't always I'll smoke it if it's there, but it makes me too spacey. Like
Yeah.
I
It's
can
a
see the big
head
forgetting
rush.
thing. Yeah, it's like too instant. I like to like take my time and get high.
Yeah. No, I agree. And
And I feel
since that trip, I've calmed down on the grubba.
Damn.
Not like completely obliterated, but like I'm just less.
I gotta get
Less
you
is
the good
more.
stuff though.
It was, but part of it too out there, the weed wasn't that great. So like
Yeah.
we're overcompensating.
Right, that's true. It's like when you go to the States and like certain beers are like less percentage, so you drink more.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's what they want. They want us to buy more weed.
It's just that weed's better up here.
Okay, yeah, craziest
Okay.
trip.
So and it's more of a good thing. It wasn't a negative trip. So this was early in the weed smoking stage. I went to a friend's birthday party, and we were outside, and this is the time, we're gonna go smoke. And I'm there. I already had maybe like a beer, maybe a shot, so there's a slight buzz. I smoked the weed, a little bit of grabba, and at some point, like, people were talking to me, and they slowly started dispersing, and it was just me by myself at one point. And I didn't even notice, like, I'm there by myself, just enjoying the moment. Like, everyone else now is having their own conversations. I'm just there, like, wow. So super spaced out, but it felt really good.
That's the
When I realized it, when I'm like, yo, I was really zoned out just standing here in the middle of the street. And nothing happened. Like, it was just, you just like,
Bliss.
yeah, it felt like a movie moment. Like, you're just
hope
like,
a car doesn't come.
yeah, exactly. And that was a really good moment.
Trying to do some notebook shit, like watch the streetlights change.
Honestly, it felt like that Kid Cudi movie that he just put out. It just felt like
Cody's in a movie?
he did for his album. He put together like a film with all the songs in it. It's a neat storyline. It's pretty good. I recommend watching it. But yeah, that was a good trip. A negative trip, I'd say I fainted. One time, but I don't think it was from just weed. I think, again, I didn't
Never
eat.
blame the weed, eh? You're so loyal.
Because there's always a mix of things. There's other factors.
You're so
There's
loyal.
other factors. Luckily, I didn't vomit this one. It just passed out because, again, I couldn't breathe. I was a little high. And, I just didn't get outside in time. And, yeah, I dropped down. Friend helped me up and whatnot. By the time I got outside, I was good. But I retired the night after that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just cool out. But people, like, when people heard about it, they're like, you're a are you like, they're just shocked and like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm like, you're not even asking me what happened.
Before.
Yeah, they're just assuming, like, I must have done a line of coke with some heroin and just, OD.
Or someone drugged you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, like.
I'm pretty sure I'd know if someone drugged me. Like,
Exactly.
I took drugs. I drugged myself.
I was decently responsible.
Yeah.
I wanted to hold my own in the place and not step outside because I thought I could fight not breathing. And that taught me a lesson. I need to breathe.
Definitely.
You need air. You need air.
Yeah, you're not a fish, bro.
Definitely not.
So Love Dance. Just dropped.
Yeah. Kind of. September.
Yeah, I saw. When I listened to it on Spotify, I'm like, it's September.
Yeah, a couple months, 2 months.
Okay, but you're advertising it now.
Yeah, we've been kind of like ramping it up slowly, just figuring out what works and if people like it or not. Yeah, it's growing on us. The thing is, what's hilarious is that I didn't even really want a video. It was more like the guy reached out. He's saying, we'll put a video up if you got one. And then we're about to go to London. I'm like, yo, where's this money coming from? We had to, like, Alfred wanted a different concept, of course, like something more elaborate. And I too would want it, like, I wanted to see something that would match the level, I think, of the song, or push it beyond. Mm-hmm. I feel like we got something that was very passable and still replayable and nice to look at. Given the circumstance, like, I had to take that trip. Things had to move fast.
Oh, you filmed in another country. That's like,
I know.
That's a story on its own,
It
right?
It is. And yeah, it came out well. I don't mind it. So
you don't mind it.
Again, it's because there's a whole bigger picture.
Right.
And it's like the tiniest piece that you're seeing as a consumer, or like, I'm like, fuck, like I just want them to see this whole thing.
Right.
But it's a journey to this whole thing.
Exactly.
So
how do you like the journey
forgive
so far?
my language.
No one cares.
The journey. I've been cussing. The journey has been frustrating, but also rewarding. As of recently, not so much because there's good feedback coming. It's just I feel it within myself. Like I'm actually proud of the progress. I think a lot of people who worked with me before were always frustrated because I didn't put out everything I worked on. Like, fuck, I've been making all these beats and da-da-da-da. You don't want to, like, I don't think this is a song I'd even download, or, like, I just don't think it's there. We're not there yet. Again, this is after me realizing, like, I need to slow down on doing shows and whatnot. Like, I was doing the opposite. I sucked, and you're doing shows? What are you doing? Like...
Oh yeah, tell me about that one show.
Oh, what, the most recent one?
I wanted to come, but I couldn't get out of work.
The one in August, I believe.
Yeah, and you said someone rushed you on stage.
Oh,
Video.
the thing is, he didn't even, it didn't feel like a rush. It just felt like, okay, I'm on the stage, whatever, I'm performing. Things feel okay so far. And then it gets kind of dark at one point, and I just started to feel a presence beside me on my right.
Describe the man too. Describe how you look.
I felt a demon, yeah.
But I didn't want to look just because I'm like, okay, maybe something's just going on over there, and it'll be gone. You know, it felt like a childhood trauma. And then he gets a little like, I'm like, okay, this is I do it. I need to realize some shit. I need to deal with some shit. Clearly, so yeah, I'm there, and then I start to I start to see him because he starts to like put his face into my face. I'm like, he's trying to tell me something, but I'm performing. I'm like, I can't do this right now.
The weirdest thing that he felt that was the opportunity to be like, hey man, I gotta
He was
tell you
definitely out of
something.
his
While you're
mind.
like in your zone, probably.
Definitely super drunk, super whatever. He was on something.
And he had like a dead stare too.
But what was
it
killing
wasn't
me?
even like he was like vibing with you.
And you were still, he was still
staring this man
You
down.
never know. Maybe that's a good omen because he didn't do that to anyone else, and there was like 5 performers before
That's
you.
hilarious.
And he stepped on
I
stage
love how
just
you
for
take that as a positive.
It could
way.
be. Maybe he gave some blessings.
I'm like, I
Right?
honestly,
Or the
I didn't think anything of the situation. I didn't think it was serious because everyone else is just, nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's doing nothing.
Yeah, but
So
you
I'm
gotta
like,
look out for yourself,
Do
man.
they
The
think this is
fuck?
part of the act?
We thought it was a backup dancer that he hired without us
I'm
knowing.
like,
Still.
yo. And then
Surprise!
finally, I'm like, okay, yeah, you got it. Like, you got to get off the stage, and then they help pull him down, and then I'm like, so weird, man. And I know there's probably many more of that to come, but
That's so.
that was a little too close.
I wish I witnessed.
Security
that.
was needed.
Should have quit my
Yeah,
job.
There's a we have
If anyone
footage.
Yeah, I
tries
wanna
it this
see.
time,
You wanna
I'll be
bleep it
pulling
in?
my-
Yeah, I will absolutely.
Bleep it. The single. So how it came about? I fucking hated the reference. I made the reference, and there was other parties in the room that like helped. They just gave me a direction to go down, basically, because
Which
I didn't
song
like
are you talking
Love
about?
Dance.
By who?
VIDOL.
There we go. That's a plug. Keep going.
And so yeah, Love Dance by VIDOL.
There you go.
I hated at first, just because like I wasn't the fondest of the beat. And-
Who gave you the track?
I don't even wanna. He's a very good producer.
Okay.
Very good producer, loud sound.
So just knowing that
It
you
was
didn't
just
write
me.
it. Is that what you're saying?
No, it was more like in the moment I was just exhausted, and like I was like, okay, I gotta pick. There's still time. I'll pick a beat, and the energy that should have been expelled from me wasn't there. So that's a big part of why I don't like it, because I didn't actually try my very best on it. So I did the reference. I kept it in the vault for some time. Ace was going back to it and kept talking about it. I see why you like it, why it could, go the route where it went.
Your people are looking out for you.
They are. You need people to just keep listening back.
Real ones.
But this is at the same time why I don't put things out right away, or finish it and say yeah. Like, because you want to, like, at some point listen back and be like, yo, is this a timeless song? Like, 6 months later or 3 months later, like, does it still feel good to listen to? But, yeah, veering off topic. Anyways,
No, it makes sense.
started working with Felix around that time. Yeah, goated, Billy.
Thank you, top left.
Billy, Felix the Billy. And I'm like, okay, I'm working with a guy who engineers and produces, like, he knows what he's doing in all these areas where I desperately needed it. And we worked well together, I think. The chemistry grew, for sure, to like a point where we're just busting the weirdest jokes. Started working with Felix, and I'm like, okay, if we're gonna go with this song, if I'm actually gonna finish the song, I'm gonna do it right. We'll dive into production, we'll redo certain things. And yeah, after a while, I just sat in the room and I listened to it one good time without anybody saying anything. Like, yeah, this is a good song. Like, it's not one that's gonna hit you right away, but it'll
But your heart
grow.
had to be in it. Like,
Yeah.
You had to feel it. I get
No,
that.
for
It's kind of
sure.
like the fake it till you make it thing, right?
No,
Like,
no,
you
no,
weren't
no.
feeling it, so you, like, your heart wasn't in it. So you,
That's the
you
yeah. I'm
made
not
yourself
gonna do
feel
it.
it. I guess.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
actually said, okay, I'm gonna put myself into this. I'm not just gonna. It's not it's an extension of me, man. Like, you got to take it serious.
But that's cool that you can do that, because you talking about how you want to be in film and stuff, you're gonna have to do that more times in your life.
Yeah.
That's kind of like part of putting your ego aside
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
making what works work for you.
Exactly.
Good
And
for you.
thank you. And I think ever since that point, we've gone down a very good route. Like, just build things up from the ground. Like, it's really you, as like, it's authentic at that point, really authentic. But yeah, going to the cover art for the song "Love Dance" by VIDOL.
By who?
By who?
By VIDOL.
Okay.
VIDOL. I feel like I say VIDOL sometimes.
VIDOL.
VIDOL. Confusing. Yeah, cover art. I had an image in mind, and it wasn't the image on the cover art. It was like, if you can picture the Amalfi Coast around
Beautiful.
sunset.
You seen Tenet?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I did.
Yeah.
a while back now. Great movie. Yeah, driving a Porsche kind of up a winding, you know, that mountainside road, like that kind of setting is what I saw. Like some houses on your right, they're lit up. It's like, you know, 7 p.m. It just looked really warm and cozy. And then we discovered there's an AI Felix introduced me to, an Ace, that can you just describe what you want in an image, and it generates pictures or cover art. And we were going through a bunch, like, and they were all looking good. Even the idea I had first, the Amalfi, like there was that warm feeling too. I modeled the song around Gran Turismo. So if you know that game,
I love that game.
there's like music in the lobby,
Yeah.
and it's just soothing, and you can drive to it and whatnot.
You're cruising. That's
Exactly. And I wanted you, like, the song. I wanted the song to be a cruising song. Like you could play this anytime of the
listen to
night,
your-
whatever. It's just a car song. And then we saw the nighttime one, and I'm like, yeah. We're like, yeah, that looks sick. And I play the song in the night all the time. Though. Fuck the day. The cover art makes me really see, like, yeah, this is a night song.
So the cover art, you're talking about the one with the car, like the old school car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. It reminds me of like Knight Rider. When I looked at that, it's just like very.
There you go.
Really cool. So artistically, other than music, what do you do? Like you play instruments and the cover art. Do you ever design any of that, or do you write songs?
As I was saying, I can't do it all. But with the
Vidol
cover
can't do it
art,
all.
I would draw out what I could draw out, you know, like I used to draw as a kid, so I would, like, there's some sort of knowledge, and I'm like, okay, I can piece together what I'm kind of seeing for stuff, so I'll dive that deep into that cover art. I used to play drums. I feel like I still have that in
You
me.
stick at it?
I think so. Like I played it for my church. I took lessons, all that. It was a whole shebang.
I was gonna say Rock Band doesn't count.
I know. I did Rock Band. Rock Band's sick though. Rock Band introduced me to some amazing music. Shout out Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Holy fuck.
Yeah, Guitar Hero was wicked.
Oof. Yeah, it's. I feel like that. If you know piano, especially musically, like it's a good fundamental.
I'm not amazing at it, but I can learn a song in one day if I focus on
Yes.
that day. It's crazy. I didn't know
Sick.
I could do that, and then I learned during the pandemic.
Sick. And then you notice your fingers just becoming more fluid. Like the
Oh,
more
yeah.
you practice, like
Right.
everything becomes a little easier.
I used to
after.
play the violin, so I have one, but I haven't touched it yet because I want to I want to get better at the piano before I go back to something I already know how to do.
strings, yeah.
But like I can't wait to touch it again.
That's what she said. That is what she said.
I'm gonna go take a drink. I'm like it's empty again.
Pour her up, man. Pour her up.
Think of it like, fam, everything is setting up the next move, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And like, fam, I have 2 albums ready. You wouldn't even know that.
Wow.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, those aren't mixed, but I'm saying like it's already there.
Yeah,
feel
you
me?
already
So,
have what
like,
you're gonna use.
yeah, fam, and I think you're the same type of mentality as me. Like, when we were locked in, you know, we like to work. We're very energy based. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, fam, just hit them with the energy sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I feel
Yeah.
like I spent a lot of time. I was telling Felix earlier, like I started this music thing backwards. Like I had no experience, but I knew I liked music.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I started making songs, I started performing. I'm like,
Yeah.
and it didn't like hit me till way later. I'm like, what am I doing? I need to
Yeah.
find myself in this.
Yeah, yeah.
Before I start
Before you
presenting.
go all in and shit, yeah.
So I
Hundo.
took a step back, and it wasn't until like recently where I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm now ready to put things
Okay,
together.
got you.
You know, rebrand and restructure things. So
Yeah, fam, that's the move, brody. You're definitely ready, you know what I'm saying?
thank you, man.
And it's just like, yeah, man, I think, fam, once you just believe in yourself and you know you're ready within yourself, the whole world will see it eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Like, yeah.
Preach.
You don't know, fam.
What have you changed about your process? Or how you think about your process?
A big thing for me was when I download the song. You know how many songs I listen to that I don't download that I think are good? I think it really needs to stick. There needs to be meaning and this bliss. The songs I download, I feel like when I hear them, they put me immediately into whatever that mood is. And that's a hard thing to capture. It's almost like you can't plan to capture that in a song. It just stems from a very authentic and real place. So I feel like I want to. Why am I talking to this guy? I feel like
You've been talking to him the whole time. You can't change it now.
it's a little Vlad.
Behind the
And
camera, it's all good.
It's okay. It's okay.
You can edit your
It's-
eyes and mouth.
It's more
No,
just.
I definitely can't do that.
It was getting comfortable with myself, and like
Mm.
within music, like everyone is gonna have their opinion on music. Like it's subjective. Like art is subjective. Doesn't matter. You can't please everybody. So be yourself, be vulnerable, and I felt like that's what made a big difference in the way I approached, making songs.
What helped you get comfortable? What would you say? Because I struggle with this too, so maybe I can get some advice.
Well, there was one. The big one is weed. There's taking a look at my circle.
Well, you have people that believe in you clearly.
Yeah, like hanging around people more that believe in the vision, but also like letting go, or it's like not letting go, but you're just giving less energy to people that like aren't on the same wave, and at the same time, like some people just always have something negative to say about what you're doing, and like it's not even like good criticism. They're just like downers. Their energy's always down. There's always some fucked up shit. Like I can't be around this. It's just drawing me.
Okay, so where you are now with your music, where do you want to see yourself by the end of next summer?
The end of next summer. Talking timelines.
It's not that big of a timeline.
I want to be performing on bigger stages. I don't want to be paying for it necessarily. I want like the demand to be there. So I think, yeah, I gotta push the music a bit more. I gotta market a bit more. That's the next big step, I think.
Okay.
For that part, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So anything you want to leave off to your fans or?
Follow your dreams, man. Follow your fucking dreams. I think there's too much confusion in this world. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of distractions. And too many people fall into these deceiving traps and like just being influenced by other people. Like, bro, you got a heart. You got things you like doing. You got things you love. Find a passion. Build your brotherhood and I guess figure out how you want to influence people, man. That's your legacy. Yeah.
Stay authentic.
Yeah, be yourself. Be yourself. You'll figure it out. You don't gotta be famous. You don't gotta be super rich. If everybody was rich, nobody would be rich. Like, find your niche, man. Or girl. Or they, whatever. That's what I want to say.
There you go. Love yours. That's it. Alright, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Anesha.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, jazz hands.
Oh my god, you guys actually did it.
You
It's lit.
Coney.
requested it.
That intrusive thought made its way all the way to the reality of the video.
Run the Screamers one.
Streamers.
Screamers. Oh, he dropped it all. He recorded everything. I got kids, man. Can't be abandoned.
Okay, play Screamers.
I got that on camera.
Do whatever you want. Anything? Honest, yeah.
Anything you don't want me to talk about? Or anything you want me to talk about?
Yeah, what is it?
Don't talk about abortion.
I don't want to go into the process. I'm not giving you those gems just yet.
Have you ever had a concussion? We could also make music in the dark. By candlelight. You know what I'm saying?
What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Travis Valentino, you already have
Yo, who caught that?
I did.
I'm Travis Valentino. Big up Vidal for having me out here. You already know we're about to make some bangers, so you know the vibes. Hell yeah.
Hey, let me do zoom in on that chain.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it do
It was blurry for a little bit.
Yo.
Sorry.
No worries.
Autocheck service?
Oh, the next door over. We're keeping that.
Yo, can you put a sign hot set on the door? I actually have a sign that says that in my PlayStation.
I thought a Joe was witness. Yeah, we gotta lock the door.
I did.